Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, the last video I put together was on manifesting using affirmations, and that was interesting to take a look at that and recognize that using affirmations is a process. It's not magic. There is a system behind it, and it works if you follow the system. So I'll link that together up on top, and I think it's over that way. And so you can take a look at that and refresh your memory if you looked at it before. Now, this week, this video, we're going to talk about engineering happiness. In other words, if you were an engineer, somebody that puts stuff together and makes it work, develops systems and things. And we all do that to some degree, whether it's system about how we wash dishes, or if it's a system or a method and how we maintain our automobile. So we're all engineers to some degree. Now, so in order to engineer happiness, we have to have a little concept of what we think or how we think we get happiness into our life right now. And through other methods that are quite popular right now of manifesting things that make us happy. So I'd like to think about that a minute. I'd like to draw your attention to an interesting fact that happiness is an inside created feeling. It's an inside feeling. We feel it in our body. And we say, oh, I feel pretty good today. I feel happy. So it's a feeling. And we have it, we get it inside. So where do we get that? Well, the body feels the way it does because it is getting signals. It gets signals from the mind. So right now, if you're not happy, and you know that because you are getting different signals, different feelings. Let's say feelings. You get different feelings in your body. And I just said those feelings are signals that come from the interpretation in your mind. So how you feel in the body, in your body, your physical body, is because of what you're doing in the mind. So now, the egoic understanding of happiness. In our world, in our egoic world, in our illusion, we think, we have been taught that if you get good things from the outside, you're going to be happy inside. If you get good things from the outside, you will feel happy inside. Well, because when you get good things from the outside, you interpret that inside as an advantage or a sense of enjoyment, like going to the movie or having a good dinner, or the excitement of getting a new job or a new relationship. And those things you interpret as, oh, this is good, and it makes me feel good. And therefore, the mind, who interpreted these gifts from the outside, says, I am happy, and sends signals to the body, because in another video, and I'll link that one too, the body is the scapegoat or the whipping boy for the mind. Oh, mind and body are tied together. Mind and body are tied together. Not body and outside. Because the body only knows, and this is another part of the illusion, the body is only aware of what's going on outside, in the outside world, is through the interpretation of the mind. So always the body responds to the mind. The body, the feeling of happiness in the body does not come from the outside, new job, relationship, new car, whatever you might think of as coming from the outside. The body doesn't feel that, doesn't know anything about it. The only way the body knows how to respond, how to feel, is from the interpretation in the mind that sends signals to the body. So now we're going to engineer happiness. Now we're going to get an engineer, and he's going to design happiness. So we're going to make believe that I'm going to be that engineer. And now I say, oh, well, let's take a look at this, and then we'll develop a system. Happiness comes from the feeling in the body generated by signals in the mind. So it's all inside. And then you radiate that outside, that happy feeling. So to engineer it, we should start at the beginning, which is inside. We need to do some work inside. So we need to do something with the mind. And when the mind interprets the life around it as being supportive and happy, compassionate, and loving, you're going to feel happy inside. So it is an inside function. Happiness is an inside function and not an outside acquiring. So if inside you are blissful, happy, at this point, now just remember, at this point in our understanding, we are happy inside because of what. Like a child. A child can be happy just sitting there looking around. Doesn't have to have anything. It might mean that it means diapers changed or something, but it's a feeling happy. And that's what the mind does. That's how we know that we're happy, because we've had some experience of being happy. We also know when we're not happy, and we want to be happy. It's an inside quest and not an outside acquiring. So, inside, if I'm happy and blissful, at that point, let's stop for a moment and think about the law of attraction. And in that law, like attracts like. If you are sad in the body, if you're radiating sadness, what are you going to gather from the outside? You're going to gather evidence that the world is sad. Law of attraction. If you're sad inside, you're disappointed, you're upset, you're going to attract more of that to you. That's how the law works. But if you're blissful inside, feel good about yourself, and are happy, what are you radiating? A different frequency. What are you going to get back? Things that are going to reinforce your happiness and your blissfulness. Might some of those things be a different job, a different car, a different relationship, a different acquisition of financial support? Why not? So in engineering, it is fixing this inside. I'm pointing at you, right into your heart. Fixing this inside so that you can be blissful. Now, if you acquire things from the outside, they have to be interpreted in the mind, and that interpretation sends signals to the body, and the body feels happy or better. Now, when you acquire things, how long do they make you happy? Now, in the description, I said they make you happy for a New York minute. New York minute. That, well, that's because of what we learn on the outside. Things change in the Big Apple. And nothing stays the same. So if you're depending on outside things to make you happy inside, you're constantly going to be searching for new things, new acquisitions from the outside to make you happy. It becomes a habit. So, engineering happiness must start on the inside. What causes you to interpret your information from the outside as happy or sad is based upon your past. And I've said this in other videos, so it won't shock you. When you heal the past, you change the present. When you release the past through forgiveness, self-forgiveness mainly, you release the present to be different than you are experiencing it now. What a wonderful thing. Why would that be? Because you can take control of your life. And that will make you happy inside. And that's the engineering that you need to acquire. Heal the past, which are only memories. You're only healing memories. And I'll have a video on that. What is the past? Or what is memories? I can't remember which I said. And recognize you are much more capable than you think you are. And there are techniques to heal memories that don't have anybody else involved except you. Called self-forgiveness. It's called letting go of the guilt that is never created the way you think it is. So we'll talk about some of those techniques of healing the past in another video. So right now, give that some thought. Be good to yourself.